Hey guys, welcome to our training today. If you haven't already, I hope that you will have an opportunity to go back and watch the Shakeology video that we posted yesterday that Shay Stanford did. It's just an amazing video. It really opened my eyes on the value and how to explain the value to people, especially when you get some pushback. Because really, when it comes down to it, to be successful in this business, Shakeology is where it's going to be. So Shakeology retention, and ultimately for someone to convert them from a customer to a coach, they have to really understand and believe in the value that Shakeology has to offer. So today we're going to talk about samples. There's different ways you can do Shakeology samples. I have tried a couple of times posting that I have samples available. And so like the first however many people to comment will be able to get a sample to try Shakeology if they haven't already. I have mixed feelings about it because sometimes I think people are just out there just to try it and then are ultimately never really going to buy it. So I haven't had a huge response as far as people trying the sample and then ultimately becoming a customer from doing that. But some people have really good success doing that. So you kind of have to play around with it and see what's going to work for you. If you don't have samples available, I would encourage you to maybe 1 month change your shipment to packets. That way you have some available to send out to people. Or if you can afford it, to buy just a like 24 pack of the variety of samples. That way you have some if someone wants to try it. So the first way is to just post that you have samples available, and then the first few people to comment are the ones that are going to get them. But, sorry, apparently the ice cream truck is outside my house and my dog is freaking out. I'm sorry. So the second way is usually the way I do it is the programs are pretty easy to sell, right? I mean, people like the 21-day fix. They like the containers because of the food, or size because who doesn't love a dance party? But at the same time, the hard part is Shakeology. People are a little hesitant about the cost. Am I going to like it? Is it going to upset my stomach? All these different things. So a lot of times they want to try it. So that's another reason why it's nice to have some samples available, because if you do have someone that's kind of on the fence on getting like a challenge pack and all they want is to try it before they buy it, then having samples available is the easiest way to do that. So I'm just going to show you kind of briefly about how I do that, and I actually have somebody that wants a sample now, which worked out. So I have some samples here, and I also have a mailer. I use bubble mailers. You can go take them to the post office or weigh them and print out postage from your house and stick in your mailbox. Whatever's easier is totally fine for you. I also include in the packet, this is a little description about thanking them for trying the sample and also reminding them to let me know what they think of it once they have tried it. Because you want to know, obviously, if someone likes it or not. And as well, it's kind of like a reminder to also follow up with them. Wait a couple of days after you've sent it. Make sure they've received the sample. Make sure they understand everything in the packet. And then from then, that kind of reminds them to come back and let you know what they thought about it. So this just basically explains to them to let me know their feedback, as well as a little bit about what Home Direct is. In case occasionally I'll have somebody go ahead and order without contacting me, and I want to make sure they understand the value that Home Direct is going to save them on shipping, and they can always cancel it if they had to. So that's what that part is about, and I will post this in the group so that you can see what I send. But also what you want to share, which is down here, is recipes, because a lot of people, the reason they don't like Shakeology, especially to begin with, is because they're not making it correctly. I know specifically the chocolate can be very thick, and if someone's not used to a protein shake, A, if they're not used to something really thick, B, then they're going to immediately be like, I don't really like it. I'm not going to, move forward with my purchase. So you want to make sure you provide them with the tools to basically set them up for success on liking the Shakeology. So basically all I've done is provided them my favorite recipes. I give them 2 for each flavor that I'm going to send. Sometimes I only send 1 flavor, so obviously I still give them 2 recipes. But that way there's a little bit of a variety in case someone doesn't like peanut butter. I know there are people out there that don't like peanut butter. It's shocking, I understand. But this gives them a little bit of an idea specifically with the liquid ratio that I think people should start with. I'm at the point now where I can drink it with just water and I don't need like unsweetened almond milk, but most people can't start with that kind of taste yet because they're just not used to the difference in the taste of something that's like really good for you versus, you know, like a milkshake. So this will make it so this kind of sets it up more for success for them. Also, what you want to do, so I print this out, kind of cut it, and that way it doesn't get lost in this part, so you make sure they read it, because let's be honest, not everybody reads everything you put into a packet. So to make sure that once it's in here, they actually read it, all I do is I just tape it. So I'm just going to end up taping this around, so that way they have to at least know that there is something in there that they should look at. This will make sure that they see the recipe and see the kind of like thank you note or whatever you want to put in there. This will kind of ensure instead of it getting lost in the package. So then once I pack that up, I send it on the mail, and like I said, I wait a few days and check in on them, see, number 1, if they've received it. Number 2, a lot of times it takes them like what seems like a year to try it. But just make sure that they've received it, they try it, and they let you know the feedback. Then I usually, if I don't hear from them within like 2 to 3 days after that, I usually will follow back up with them and just say, hey, have you had a chance to try the Shakeology, sample? I'm really curious to find out what you're going to like about it. And that will help kind of move the conversation forward. Occasionally you'll have people that just won't ever say anything after receiving a sample, and yes, it's frustrating and annoying, but what can you do? All you can do is your part, and if someone doesn't respect that and do the same for you, then you kind of just have to leave it alone and come back to it later. But at least you've done what you can do. So if you have any questions, post in the comments below, and I will also, like I said, provide in the group a what I send in the packet, just so you can see kind of the verbiage or whatever in the recipes. I will provide that. So if you have any questions, please let us know. I apologize, this video was a lot longer than intended, so I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!